If you are a controller peripheral enthusiast, then please watch this video by all means, because a product that subverted the entire industry was born. It's the Kuli King Kong 2 Pro in front of me. Hello everyone, I am the old squad leader. Many students may not have heard of encouraging this brand before, so many people think they are a small factory. In fact, their family is mainly based on foreign trade, and their popularity abroad is far greater than that in China. In fact, over the years, China's cooked brands have really been able to go abroad. And to open a certain popularity, there is only encouragement and Yaodo. But these two have not paid much attention to the domestic market. Especially Guli, which has been in a state of stocking in China. There is not even a flagship electric. I believe that students who have used the handle, whether it is the Usangia or the domestic handle, you should have encountered the drift of the joystick more or less. And the Kuli King Kong 2 Pro in front of me, can be said that this problem has been completely solved. Many people may think that I am bragging or headlining at this time, so let's take a look at it next. First of all, let's take a look at the appearance. There may be a small number of students who have heard of the encouragement of King Kong Pro before. The second generation of this time is not very different from the previous generation in appearance. The main change is the coating of the shell, which has been textured. Anti-slip patterns have also been added to the handle, further enhancing the grip of the handle. In addition, it is the process change of the moving parts. And indicator lights which changed from the original round to square. Let's take a look at the feel next. The stick is slightly looser in damping than the Xbox stick. The metal ring that prevents powder from falling off is also present. The feel of the 4 action pieces is built between PS5 and NS Pro. The feel is very similar. Conductive glue, but it can feel a little different. However, in the process of playing, feels very good. Generally speaking, in terms of grip, King Kong 2 Pro is encouraged because of the addition, comparison of texture and square slip pattern. The first generation only increases the buttons and the feel is also not very good. In fact, in terms of appearance, this handle is not much different from the first generation. So let's take a look at the most critical internal structure. First of all, there is a separate battery compartment. This is still very important for the handle. The same cable connection between the two PCBs. This connection method is still better than the hard connection used by many handles, because in the process of playing, the player's hand force is very weak. In this case, hard links can easily create loose bends. This in turn reduces the service life of the handle. If any classmates have dismantled it, if you recognize the so-called handle, it is easy to find out. All 3 of them have now adopted the connection method of wiring. Next, let's look at the highlight of this grip, the joystick. This time, we encourage the use of our own hole sensor joystick. Students who are more concerned about the handle should understand the ceiling of the joystick industry. The rocker of the Alpine has not changed for decades. But what everyone didn't expect was, a Chinese company has developed an electromagnetic induction joystick. Here is a popular science for the students. Why do traditional joysticks drift? This is because of the principle of traditional joysticks. In fact, it is a combination of 2 sliding rheostats. The carbon film potentiometer structure used inside the sliding rheostat. The contact between the metal contact and the carbon film creates the position marking. However, the wear and tear of the carbon film, moisture, mold, dust and other problems can cause the joystick to drift. This is why many people buy handles. Drift occurs within a few days. The actual number of uses is far from the official Alpine claim of 2 million. Even the handle of the 3U families will overturn frequently. And that's what the joystick itself is doing. Can be said that this wave is equivalent to 3 fish and a large number of fish. The handle manufacturer took the blame for Alps and encouraged this self-developed stinging hard rocker. It uses Hall Sting Hard technology. It's equivalent to a revolution in the handle ring. In appearance, it is not much different from traditional medicine rods. But inside it, there are actually no sensors. Its positioning mainly relies on the 2 holes sensing elements on the sides. After we removed the sides, it will be revealed that its interior is actually a magnet. The sensor on the motherboard produces a coordinate by changing the magnetism. Since then, the joystick contacts do not have any physical contact with the sensor. So, theoretically, the mechanical structure of the debarking joystick is damaged. Otherwise, there will never be drift. Until I wrote the manuscript, Gu Lihan has been testing the lifespan of the DemonSense for several months. It has run nearly 7 million laps so far, but still strong. This data alone is far more than that. The best 2 million laps of the Alps is a demonic feeling. And 2 of the 3 Yuuzhan families have already been encouraged through factory contact. Internal testing has been conducted. Maybe in the near future, the joystick you see in the hands of Usangia will no longer be Alps. Instead, it encourages. Of course, if it's just a joystick, it may not be so significant, because the lifespan of ordinary conductive adhesive is only about 5 to 200,000 times. The best conductive adhesives currently have a lifespan of only about 100 to 1.6 million cycles. It is obvious that the life of the joystick does not coincide with the conductive glue. And encourage. Also considering this issue, this is this handle. The second, the awesome upgrade, the axis of the action key. I believe that many students have never seen the main body of this kind of handle. It may not seem like there is much difference from conductive teaching, but when we take it down, we will find that it is still very different. Many students may feel that this is not much different from the keyboard axis, but in fact, this is also a feel that encourages your own research and development. Contacts at the bottom of the shaft. Conductive adhesive is also used, but when we take it apart, you will find that the internal structure is actually through springs and convections. Simulate the rebound of conductive glue and the sense of paragraphs. And the button force curve is also exactly in accordance with it. Traditional conductive rubber feels. In the process of use, it feels very similar to that of conductive glue. The service life reaches the same 50 million cycles as a mechanical keyboard. Even if a body is damaged, it is very convenient to replace it. At the same time, this design completely solves the situation of the first generation of cards. It can be said to be a revolutionary improvement. In fact, the connection between the switch and the button is a simple plug-in design. Theoretically, with NAS you can change the keys without removing the handle. Unfortunately, Fox does not have a set of buttons for PC keys for players to replace. It's really a bit difficult to understand. Finally, there is the Holtz induction flight button. Both the feel and service life are very good. Of course, in addition to the hardware, we also have to test the software. Because of the mechanical structure of the handle rocker, will cause the joystick to return to the center position every time, not consistent in physical location. Therefore, many companies, including Lauren, the center area of the handle is set up as a dead zone, to ensure that the coordinates after each handle return to the center are 0, 0. But if we connect the Xbox controller to the computer and test it, you will find that the position of the handle is not the center point each time. The main reason is that Xbox games are mostly based on box balls. In the game, there are more requirements for the operation of joystick micromovements. Therefore, in order to ensure the 0-meter degree of the joystick, Microsoft can only set it up at the center point. However, the chance of the handle drifting will be greatly increased. The encouragement side uses FPS mode and normal mode. They correspond to the handling of handles by Microsoft and the elderly. It's great for public players to choose their own choice when playing different games. As for the issue of death in the outer circle, it should go without saying. Students who have watched the video before should know, the Fox family's polishing of death hypocrisy has always been very top-notch. And this Kuli King Kong 2 Pro also has no problems, but what surprised me was that Kuli made the joystick area a pure circle, because the individual differences of traditional joysticks are relatively large. All manufacturers, including E3, will. The outermost front of the rocker is made into a non-circular shape, area, and the excess part is actually equivalent to invalid coordinates. This will cause the player's stick to be lifted even if it is not shaken to the end. The maximum value set by the in-game preset is also triggered. Of course, the impact on the game is not particularly great, but this is really the first time I have seen a pure prototype. It seems that there is really something wrong with the magnetic induction shaking this time. Holtz induction flight button, self-developed Holtz induction joystick, plus self-developed encouragement, feel plants and independent battery compartments. The metal ring of the anti-diaper powder and the skin-like coating that does not decompose. It is also a configuration that many manufacturers do not have, whether it is from the inside out. This encouragement King Kong 2 Pro seems to be invincible. But in my opinion, there are still a few obvious problems. The first is the construction and maintenance layout of NS. For PC gamers, not very friendly. On this point, I personally strongly recommend, in the later stage, a set of PC hat language faces are included in the package for players to replace. The second is the process of L2 and flight buttons, which is still inherited. The first generation of vacuum technology, although this texture is really good. But according to my experience with the first generation, it has been a long time. There will definitely be a phenomenon of falling off. The impact on aesthetics is still great. The last one is that there is no acceptor on the PC side, although it can be connected directly via Bluetooth, but some Bluetooth receivers have too much latency. Not supported at all. Normal lure, so at this stage, it is inevitable that a wired connection is required on the PC side. It is strongly recommended here to encourage and quickly make the receiver. Can also allow players to get the full version of the experience. In fact, at this stage, whether it is the game circle or the digital circle, most students' concepts When it comes to domestic production, it is garbage, and when it comes to the United States, Japan and Europe are awesome. This situation does not only exist in the digital circle of games. I personally still understand this kind of thinking once upon a time. Domestic products are synonymous with the inferior location of the copycat. But if we look at it from a historical perspective, this is actually a nation and a country from poverty. It is a necessary way to lag behind and develop and grow. It's just that the time it took China is too short. As a result, many people's thinking has not yet changed. In fact, if you look closely, you will find it. In many fields, compared to a few years ago, Chinese products have made very good achievements. What we need to do is to formalize the gap between the two. Be able to pay attention to your own things. Maybe it's not as unbearable as you think. We won't talk about it today. Finally, it can be the world premiere that encourages King Kong 2 Pro. I feel honored, because only 2 people got this evaluation. One is me, and the other is the Infixit teardown website in the United States. Of course, he is definitely not as fast as me. I am the old squad leader, an op master who focuses on game history and hardware evaluation. If you like this video, just follow me 3 times in a row.